Hi everyone, this is module number 238 for the subject of strategic human resource management. And in this module, we will talk about one model which was developed by Alphas et al. Model of HR role in managing change. So if you people realize that in the past, in the last couple of modules, we started talking about what is the role of HR in implementing or bringing change in the organization. Is it their sole responsibility? Whether they should be proactive or they should be reactive? These are the important concerns of the important stakeholders in the organization. So Alphas et al. They carried on a survey and a study in two large public sector organizations, and they wanted to see that how the HR has performed, or HR has played its role in implemented or bringing change. So their study comprised of two large public sector organizations. They adapted change in the last few years. So they investigated and they examined and they collected the data, and the goal was to understand in these different organizations what was the HR role. So based on their study, they came out with some models. As they came out with a model that suggests some type of roles played by the HR. In their model, they talked about two things particularly, that is the content and the process. So, who managed the process of change in those organizations? Second is, what were the contents of change? That is, what was changed in the organization, or what needed change in those organizations they study. And second is, what process they adapted. So this is a one dimension, the content and the process. And the second is proactive and reactive role. Based on proactive and reactive involvement, or reactive or proactive role of the HR, they came up with the four types of HR role in bringing or making changes in the organization. So the first thing, if you see on the content, and they suggest that it is the content when it is the HR focused, and it is a reactive approach. So they found that it is important that when HR professionals are involved, so in developing the contents, they should be proactive. And in terms of if you look at the right side of this model, which is the change driver, so it is on the other hand is proactive. So also the proactive approach and the HR focused model, they suggest two different types of involvement of the HR professionals in bringing the change. So HR focused when the HR has initiated the change in the organization. So HR is proactive. They develop the contents, what need to be changed. For example, structure need to be changed. The culture need to be changed. The processes of manufacturing or delivering services need to be changed. So these are the contents of the change. If we go down, then it is the reactive approaches. And if you in the reactive approaches, who manage the process, or who should manage the process? So according to this is a change focused, where some HR professionals, they were focused on the change, and they were proactive in terms of the processes. But on the content side, their focus was not that they should be deciding the content of the change, that is the structure or technology or the processes. So on the left hand side, you see that it is a responsive. So they are as one role is responsive to change. So HR should be responsive, or they should be ready to bring the change in the organization if it is only if it is determined by the top management, or if it is suggested by the top management, or if it is really inevitable and you cannot avoid that. So you see that different level of involvement or different types of role HR can play in bringing the change. So it could be proactive or it could be reactive. or they could be only involved in the designing the content, or in terms of focusing on the content of the change, or in terms of the process of the change, or they might be thinking about both. For example, the change driver, when this role is played by the human resource professionals or HR professionals, so they are actually playing the role of the change driver. So they are the one who are talking about the content, and they are the one who starts the process of the change. So the best role, or most effective role HR can play, or if it is the mandate given to the HR professional, is the role as a change driver. So who initiate the change, or who drive the change. Thank you.